Welcome everyone, and take a moment to give yourself a bit of extra tender loving care to get comfortable for this relaxation. It's an opportunity to really open up your senses to what is here right now. And in doing that, noticing what's here in your body. Perhaps there's particular sensations calling their attention. Perhaps you can notice where the body is being supported in contact with the floor, cushions, mats. And where it's not in contact, maybe feeling a little bit lighter, more spacious. And in noticing what's here in the body, also noticing what your mind's carrying with you from the day before, the day that's been before you so far. Noticing the emotions, the thoughts. So often the mind is living some distance away from our bodies. And this is an opportunity to let them catch up with each other, settle down together. So taking one more moment to really invite your body and your mind into this time to rest, a time of ease, a time to relax. A time when there is enough. And I'll share some words from David Whyte. Enough. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. And if not this breath, this sitting here. This opening to life we have refused again and again, until now. Until now. So with the intention to invite in the possibility of being more at ease, being more at peace, of being more relaxed. Perhaps make an agreement with all those thoughts, emotions, the parts of you calling for attention. Make an agreement with them that you'll meet them again later. But for now, as a time of respite, take 3 really big inhales, just enough, and exhale fully. In your own time, 3 really big inhales, and you can exhale loudly or softly, in whatever way helps you feel a sense of release, a sense of being here, even closer to yourself. Let your attention drop down to your feet. Feel the weight of your feet as they touch the floor. Feeling the pull of gravity and the support of the floor or the blanket or whatever they're resting upon. Can you invite them to trust that support even more, releasing any unnecessary tensions? Letting your mind stay with the sensations of the feet. perhaps a tingle, perhaps a numbness. You feel from the inside of the feet outwards. The feet heavy, the feet at ease, resting. And notice where your lower leg is also in touch with the support, feeling the pull of gravity, yet supported. Your lower legs are able to trust that support fully, to sink into it, releasing that unnecessary tension. Perhaps noticing too the lightness of those areas that are not in contact. And the upper legs, releasing those more and more. So both legs, the whole of the legs and feet at ease. Releasing any unnecessary tension, letting go. Sinking into that support with a deep trust that there's nothing more to be doing right now. This is enough. And the whole hip area, sit bones, the lower back. Notice where is in contact, where is being supported. Such a rich emotional area. Can it just release for the moment and trust the support that's here? Whole lower area of the torso, the abdomen and the lower back. Releasing, whether you're lying down or sitting. Noticing where there's any unnecessary tension and inviting it to let go for now. The mid-torso, the upper chest. Letting the rise of the breath be gentle, just enough. And feeling the weight of the release, the letting go. And those shoulders, notice how they're in contact, how they're being supported. Inviting them to let go that little bit more. Your arms, from the top of your arms all the way down to your hands. Noticing what's in contact, allowing the body to trust being held here. Letting the body do what it needs to do without tension, without grasping. Simply letting it be here. Trusting the ground that supports it. Noticing the neck and the back of the head, how that's been held by the ground. The top of the head, the forehead, the eyes, all the muscles around the face. Can they let go? Can you invite them to release? The eye muscles, the temples, the forehead, the mouth and jaw. To release that little bit more. And to notice now the whole body in a state of rest. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing to even try and be. letting this, in the words of Mary Oliver, this soft animal of the body, love what it loves, allowing it just to simply be. And noticing how, of course, your mind is going to wander. It always does. And when it does, be kind. See that as a moment to recognize the stillness that's also here as the mind starts to do its work. But when you recognize the mind being pulled away, that's a moment when you can also recognize the stillness from which you notice that, the awareness within which you're holding the movement of the mind. And gathering the attention of that mind to invite it, to give it something to do. Let it come to the movement of the breath. Invite it to the breath as if it's never met the breath before. What can you notice about your breath in this very moment today? Without, for the moment, trying to change it, just to notice. How is it showing up? How is breathing meeting this body? And to notice in this gentle breathing how enough is enough. To notice that we don't need to fill the lungs to their full capacity. It would be a struggle to do so constantly. Enough is enough. Allowing the mind to stay with the breath as close as it can. And see if you can bring the mind's attention to drop down into the belly. And we'll start to use the belly to kind of take control, if you like, of the movement of the breath to the degree that we're encouraging an even softer, more gentle breath. Breathing in with the belly moving out and breathing out as the belly moves in. So encouraging the diaphragm to move with the movement of the belly and to encourage the breathing in the lungs. Breathing in, the belly expands. And breathing out, it retracts. Nothing more. See if you can follow your breath 5 times. And take a couple of bigger breaths using the belly, not forcefully, but just encouraging a big inhale in and a slow, long breath out. Do it up to 3 times. And then on your next breath out, to bring your attention to the very top of your head. And imagine that breath out moving all the way down the back of your neck, the spinal column, down through your legs and out through your toes. So as you breathe out, you imagine the air going all the way down your body and out through your toes. And then the inhale moving back up those toes, all the way back up to the crown of the head, as if you were breathing like a whale from the crown of your head. And when you meet your next breath out, to breathe down the same way, down the back of your head, the spinal column, down your legs to meet your ankles, and to breathe back up, starting with your ankles, moving up your body to the crown of your head. And as you meet the next exhale, following that down the back of the head and the neck, down the spinal column, down your legs to your knees, and breathing out through your knees and back in through your knees, up your legs, up the spinal column till you meet the crown of the head. On the next breath out, following the breath down the back to the perineum, and breathing back up through the perineum, up the back, back of the head, top of the head. And your next breath out, moving down the back until you meet your navel, the mid-stomach. And breathing back in through the navel, back up the back to the top of the head. And on the next breath out, following it down towards the heart space. And breathing back up to the crown of the head. And breathing back out slowly and filling up the whole area of your throat area. Breathing back in through the throat, up the back of the head, through the crown of the head. On this next breath out, bringing the awareness to your nose, to breathing into the whole area of your nasal cavities. And back in through the nasal cavities, the back of your head, out through the crown. And this time the exhale moving towards the center of the eyebrows, the eyebrow center. Breathing out into and out beyond that space. And back in to the crown of the head. And breathing back out to the nasal cavities. Breathing back into the crown of the head. Breathing out to the throat area. The body releasing with each breath. Breathing back in through the throat area to the crown of the head. And following the breath back out, down the back of the neck, the upper back into the heart space, filling the heart space. Breathing back in through the heart space. Back up to the crown of the head. And breathing back out, down the back to the navel. And breathing back in through the navel, up the back, to the crown of the head. And breathing back down the back of the head, the spinal column, all the way down to the perineum. And breathing back in through the perineum, all the way up the spinal column, the crown of the head. And with the next breath out, following it down, all the way down the spinal column, through the hips, down the legs towards the knees. And breathing back in through the knees, all the way up the legs, back up the spinal column, to the top of the head. And the next breath out, taking you all the way down the spinal column, the hips, the legs, all the way down to the ankles. Breathing back in through the ankles, up the legs, up the spinal column, through the top of the head. And breathing all the way down the back of the head, down the spinal column to the lower back, through the hips, down through the knees, the ankles, into the feet, and out through the toes. And back in through the toes, the ankles, the knees, the hips, the lower back, all the way up the spinal column, the neck, back of the head, to the crown of the head. And then just release the attention on the breath. Bring your awareness to the whole of the body now at rest. Allowing the body to be just as it is. If you need to, coming back to the breath in your belly, if that helps you feel more grounded. Otherwise, resting in the space of this body, the whole body. Whole body relaxed, whole body at ease, a whole body at peace. Notice how different distractions will come into the mind. A little bit like the wind blowing on the surface of the sea, creating waves. But all the while you can stay in this stillness, like the depth of the ocean that's unaffected by the surface storms. From this stillness and the depth of this stillness, you can notice the coming and going of those waves. You can notice them building up, but also how they lose their energy as they find the beach and retreat again. Knowing that this is enough right now. There's nothing more to be doing. This is enough. If you find your mind wanders, see if you can gather it back up and bring its attention to the rise and the fall of the breath in the belly area. Start to bring your attention to the whole of the breath, the whole of the breathing, as the air enters into your body, moves through the back of your throat into your lungs, how the chest expands, the movement of the stomach, just letting it do its thing while bringing your awareness to it. Start to notice once again the sensations in your feet. The feet at ease and relaxed. Notice the sensations in your legs. The sensations in the whole area of your hips and sit bones. The sensations of the torso. The shoulders and the arms. The neck, the head, the face. Notice what it's like for your body to be at ease. And notice with a focus like a hawk watching out for its prey below. Is it possible to notice as we start to move out of this relaxation where your body starts to want to contract? As you start to think about the day ahead, where does your body start to grip and grasp? And maybe invite it to remember that it may not need to. It may not need quite so much effort. As we start to move towards the end of the relaxation, I just want to share some words by Wu-Wen. 10,000 flowers in spring, the moon in autumn, a cool breeze in summer, snow in winter. If your mind isn't clouded by unnecessary things, this is the best season of your life. So I hope as we start to move out of this relaxation, it's possible to continue your day without your mind being clouded by unnecessary things, for this to be the best season of your life. And that with the body in this place of ease, that you also feel better placed to be able to respond to some of the challenges that you find. So gently and with compassion, start to move your hands, start to move your feet, start to bring a wakefulness to your body, moving gently in the different ways that you want to, that you know bring you back into a state of wakefulness. If that's what you want, you may want to stay rested. Bringing that movement to the hands, the feet, stretching, maybe yawning too, and perhaps starting to rub your hands together and to place them over your eyes to bring a bit of warmth and wakefulness. Licking your lips if you need to be more awake. And if you're feeling like now's the time to become more wakeful, then stimulation in your mouth can be really helpful, whether that's a cup of tea, a cold drink, or something to eat. That can be a way of really bringing you into your senses if you're feeling a little bit sleepy from the relaxation.